Twitchy Boom here. Just wanted to let you guys know Epi's intro might seem out of place because I had her do it when she was about to leave because I forgot to record it for the first 2 minutes. So here's Epi and the chat we had.
My channel name is Epilepticgamer. I'm Epi, and I do a variety of games. Like today, we're going to do some Power Wash Simulator, and then some Phasmophobia, possibly some League, kind of depending. A lot of my schedule is just me kind of feeling what I feel at the time, and going with it. So, but yeah, I'm over on Twitch, and if anybody does pop by, can't wait to see you guys. It can be anybody really. Um, I play games that are very safe, or if they aren't safe, I make them safe in any way I possibly can. And just, hoping to take this and turn it into a full time thing. And I'm just, doing the best I can.
That's the dream. Make it a full-time thing. You're
It
doing pretty
is,
good. You have like a steady 25, 30 viewers.
yeah. Recently with the debut, it was these last 2 months, which is why I kept being really hard to reach. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's
Because a lot's been going behind the debut, not only getting the avatar rigged, getting the word out there, getting, the networking. There was a lot of networking that was going on with it. Um, but honestly, it's not something that happened overnight. It's just, people are coming back. And I always knew that a 2D avatar is what I wanted. I always knew that it was also what people liked to watch because I myself prefer watching 2D over 3D.
huh.
So I knew that once we got here, things would start to go forward, but I didn't expect them to go as quickly as they have. It's been quite the
Really?
wild ride. Yeah.
So VTubing's been lucrative.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's good because it gives me the chance to be myself. I'm a very self conscious person. Um, as a fellow epileptic, I think I the medication I take has altered my teeth, so I'm very self conscious about them. That's just an example I give. And but being a VTuber, people don't get to see that, so it's easier. The anonymity gives me more comfort to
yeah.
be myself and not stress. And granted, it does give other people on the internet anonymity to be jerks, but you're going to get that no matter if you're a face cam streamer or a
It's
VTuber.
true. It's true. Go to any like XQC stream or Pokimane, someone's roasting them at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fact of life. People are always going to shit on other people. It's, what are you going to do?
Banhammer.
Um, exactly. Yeah, you just ban hammer and move on. There's a running joke in my community now. It's become a meme of you play like you have epilepsy because
That's
I
how I play
was
Faz.
playing. Yeah, well, I was playing League of Legends and I had a bad game. I was just playing like hot garbage. I was putting in the chat with the team like I'm playing like garbage. So my team was like, yeah, it happens. The enemy set came into my stream and said you play like you have epilepsy. And I was like,
What? What
no
kind of
fucking duh, bro.
what kind of comment is that?
I hope it's okay that I swear, by the
No,
way.
it's fine.
It's literally in my name, but okay, if that's the best you can come up with, small PP energy over here.
Small
Uh,
PP energies, right? Yeah.
um, but that's just kind of become a meme, and then it followed up with, well, does your husband know? And so it's just kind of flourished from there. But no, I don't think VTubing is for everybody, because it's also a huge investment. These avatars are not cheap. The software for it is, and I'm tracking on a cheapo like $20 Logitech camera I got off of Amazon.
Yeah.
Um, but if it's an investment people can make or save up for and want to do, I highly recommend it because I would never be caught dead wearing what Epi's wearing right now.
I
And
was
we're
gonna say,
getting
is it like a edgy like Morgana outfit?
sort of. I don't really know what her inspiration behind it was.
Kangaroo legs.
Um, horse actually. I am a
Horse.
pony. Yeah,
Oh. I
yeah.
never seen the pony legs.
I had never seen them like this either. And I will say it did take me a little bit to get used to it, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I love it. I want it. It has to stay.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, we're getting a bikini. Because during the subathon people wanted a bikini. And then
Those people are out there.
yeah, I mean it's gonna be a body pillow, so anime waifu girls, we get body pillows,
I
I
mean,
guess.
you got some physics going on. I will say that.
Yes, the jiggle physics. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. That is definitely a favorite, and it does bring in the creepers and the weirdos, but we shut them down quick. And if surprisingly, a lot once I mention, like, they'll flirt a little bit, which the standard flirting with a female streamer. But if they start to go too far, I'll be like, yeah, my husband would agree with you, and then they put in chat respect, and then
Respect.
we move on. It's I was surprised. I didn't think that as many people would be like respectful of me putting up the boundary in
Yeah.
that gentle way, but people have been pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess as long as it's working out for you. There's some real jerks on Twitch in general,
Oh
on
yes,
any
oh yeah,
streaming platform. Just
yes,
born to be toxic.
yep.
So first, like epilepsy related question is like, when did
Hmm.
you like develop it? Like, when did you start having your seizures?
We started noticing when I was 11. For good reason. My parents hesitated because they weren't sure if I was putting on a show or if something really was wrong. Um, because I liked attention as a kid. I really
Fair,
liked attention.
fair enough.
And but then one day at the dinner table, I stabbed myself in the forehead with a fork because
Ow!
my hands jerked. Yeah, it was not okay. And so that's when they got me to the doctor and they did the EEG, and I was diagnosed with juvenile myoclonic epilepsy.
Myoclonic. So that's like they've renamed seizures so many times. Like what?
Yeah, the hand jerks.
So it's just hand jerks, pretty much.
Yeah. So you know how like when you're falling asleep and then your body does the thing where it like jolts you awake? It's
uh,
that, but in my hands. And there's no like real trigger behind it. Obviously, it's controlled by medication. I still get them sometimes unprovoked, but that could just be because I'm super stressed that day, or if I'm sick, or if I took my medicine late, that kind of thing.
oh, interesting.
Hmm.
So what kind of meds are you on to control it?
I am taking keppra and lamictal.
Ugh, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm glad I'm able to take them. It's better than Depakote. Depakote fucked me up bad,
Yeah,
really bad.
I'm on that epilepsy subreddit, and people are like, "I hate Capra," and like,
Really?
there's like Keppra rage. I have no side effects from it. I've been on it for years.
Okay, yeah, I don't get the keppra rage. I had heard of that. I get that with steroids.
The
uh,
steroids do that, yeah.
yeah.
Like legit, like prescribed steroids, not your.
Right. Yes. 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 Because I also have rheumatoid arthritis, so they flare up. So when I have flare ups, they give me prednisone, and it's like just lock me in a room for 10 days. Don't talk to me.
The Hulk's in there.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Very much so.
so, I don't want to ask your age, but how long have you had epilepsy?
I mean, I'm open about it. I'm 30,
All
so
right,
about
fair
18
enough.
years now.
Cool, cool, cool. Do your seizures hurt? That's a big question I get a lot about. Like,
In the moment, okay, so it depends. So for example, my myoclonic jerks, those sort of hurt in the sense of my muscles tense and clamp up, and it almost feels like a Charlie horse.
mm,
Um, and then it's gone. So it's pretty quick. It comes quickly and then it leaves. Um, the grand mal seizures, that's the one for just to explain them real quick. Those are the ones where you lose consciousness. It's the full body jerking, loss of bowel movement, throwing up, all the good shenanigans. Those
that,
ones don't hurt during, it's the afterward,
mm,
because it's like your body just went on this intense workout for 15 to 30 seconds, ideally not more than that. If so, then you've got a problem. um, but your body is trying to recover from that. I know for me, the pain doesn't really register until well after, once my brain has had time to catch up and realize what happened. Um, my post-ictal state, which is just, coming out of the seizure, doesn't usually last very long. Um, so, I look around, I'm like, okay, where am I? Maybe 3 minutes pass, and I remember, okay, I must have had a seizure if I'm alone. Or if I am around people, they tell me, you had a seizure. How are you feeling? They run through the list of questions, especially if I hit my head. So,
Ouch.
yeah. I've hit my head more times than I can count.
Same. I have uh, all the battle scars in the world. People are
Yes.
just like chick stick scars. I'm like, not this many.
Yeah.
Let me see if my camera's working now. I... Nope.
Oh, one quick second.
I totally just brain farted. What were we saying? Uh,
I also brain farted.
oh, you're
I
recovering.
think we were just like, oh yeah, we were talking about a seizure's hurt.
And it's like all post-ictal for you. I mean, same for me. They like to be honest. Like it's if you're gonna feel pain, it's gonna be after the fact. Like
Yes.
there's no pretty way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like with any other, like I said, any like strenuous workout, it's going to be what the wah. I don't know what just happened there.
Saw those hips get real wide.
Yeah, I was just like moving my mouse around, and then all of a sudden it started doing that. That was weird. Okay. Anywho, but yeah.
um, so I think you described what your seizures feel like pretty well. You have grand mal and those myoclonic jerks.
As well as absence and non-epileptic. Yeah.
Oh, you're like you remind me of Epi or not Epi, Derp. Uh, Pixie. You know Savage
Pixie.
Pixie?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has like everything under the sun. It's kind of crazy. I've had like 4 generalized seizures my entire life, but I've always had myoclonic jerks and tonic like focal seizures,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like that. So having anything other than that is like it's like real weird for me. So it blows my mind when I run into people that are like, I have everything. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Um, what are your big triggers?
Slow flashing lights,
Oh, yeah,
stress, and just no sleep. Really.
phasmophobia
Um,
sensors.
Actually, Phasmophobia has made great leaps and bounds on making their game more epilepsy safe.
Really?
Ghost events and ghost hunting, the flashlight, they dim the light so that it's not as intense on the eyes.
Huh.
The only thing that I can't handle in Phasmophobia is the dots projector, but even that I can handle if I'm watching it through the monitor. Um, I also have audio triggers, which aren't as common as others, but certain audios do trigger my seizures as well. It's why I don't play Dead by Daylight.
Oh crap. Oh. Dead is like an epileptic's nightmare.
It is though, yeah.
If you're
Audio
not
triggers aside, it is a
if you're
nightmare
not
for
ready
people with
for it.
epilepsy.
Uh, questions. I didn't like organize these really. So you had epilepsy like when you're in school, right?
Yes,
Obviously.
yeah,
What was that like for you?
nightmare.
And yeah.
Um, we were trying to females who have epilepsy, especially whenever it occurs during their first coming of age, um, the seizures are more frequent. They can be more intense, or the opposite could happen. They could not have seizures, and it may not manifest until after they've hit puberty. But for me, it all happened at the same time, and they were trying to find the right medication for me. So I would go. I was severely depressed at the time. It was the first time I ever considered taking my own life. Um, I took Depakote first, and that did terrible things to my body. I gained a lot of weight, and then I would lose a lot of weight because it would either make me super hungry or I wouldn't be hungry at all. and that medication works by whatever your weight is. That's how much you're, you know, that's how much you have to
Yeah. In order for it to be
take.
effective, you have to sauce
Yeah.
up on a set
So
amount.
it was just like this never ending problem. Um, and then, so they got me off of that pretty quickly. But I would have seizures. It was actually kind of a good thing because I had absence seizures a lot in class, and my teachers would keep telling my parents she daydreams a lot. She daydreams a lot. She doesn't pay attention to class, and it's like, fuck you. They were never daydreaming. I was having a seizure. So we had like this big parent teacher conference, and it was an eye opener for them. They did apologize, and they're like, we didn't realize that was going on, but now that we do, you know, I don't really remember a whole lot because of all the seizures I've had and some other trauma. Um, my my schooling years, I don't remember a lot, including like the what you learn. I don't remember a lot. I've had to relearn a lot.
Most of it's useless.
Yeah, honestly, I do remember that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
Useless. That's like one of the things I remember too. Mighty mitochondria.
Yep.
Um, my camera's still janky. I think it's just replicating you. Um, what's your craziest seizure moment?
Um, it would have to be the first one I had after we had moved out. My great grandmother had passed away, and I was going through that oh phase, I guess, that a lot of teenage epileptics go through, where they don't think they have to take their medication. They want to be
Oh, jeez.
rebellious, and so I stopped taking my pills. I was upset. Got into the shower for school one morning, and the last thing I remember is my hand stuck in my hair. Um, but I was told afterwards that my brother went to my mom and said, "Hey, I think Epi's having a seizure. It sounds like there's a baseball bat rolling around in the bathtub."
Huh.
So my dad, who had adopted me, he's not my birth dad, comes running in, drags my naked butt out of the bathtub, and they, wrap me up. I had water going up my nose and down my throat,
uh,
and I came to. I was on the floor in my mom's lap, and there's a bunch of guys staring at me.
Still
And the
butt naked at
only,
this point?
yeah, still buck naked, but yeah, at
Uh,
least wrapped up in the blanket. So,
okay, okay.
But I looked up at my mom and I was like, "Mom, I think I'm naked." And that was my first concern. Not why there were a bunch of people staring at me, not why I was on the floor. It was about the fact that I was not wearing any clothing.
That throws me off too, okay? When I wake up and I'm naked, I'm like, why am I naked?
Exactly. Was I drinking last night? Um,
What happened?
yeah. Although my favorite absence seizure moment is I was taking accounting in high school, and every Monday we had to do a type test just to see how our typing score was doing. And I had an absence seizure during it. Didn't make a single mistake.
Hmm.
No typos anywhere. I was very proud of myself. I don't remember typing it, but I didn't make any mistakes. She
fair,
checked the log, and I still typed through that seizure.
fair
So,
enough. It's done, it's done.
mm-hmm.
What's like, so I had an interesting conversation with Pixie about, like the mental toll it takes on people.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say like your seizures are like a really heavy toll? Like,
They are.
are they really like super common, or are they just like once a month kind of thing?
The seizures?
Yeah.
Um, I've gotten better at managing them. So over the years, they've decreased. But the thing about epilepsy is you can take all the steps to make sure you don't have a seizure and still have one. Because if there's the right trigger, if you happen to get caught at just the right moment, you can drop and roll. Like it's it's really finicky, and it's why when people are like, "But your epilepsy is controlled,"
Yeah.
yeah, but I could still get seriously hurt. You know, uh, it's just something people don't consider. I mean, I can't blame them too much. It's when they get judgy about it that I'm like, you know what, go stick your foot up your ass. Um, but oh, sorry.
There was. I'm gonna cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Um, there was someone who said who like they kept on claiming to know everything about epilepsy, and I have a small YouTube channel dedicated to just epilepsy and like medication reviews because I've literally been on every medication in man.
Yeah.
Um, and my favorite line is, "You don't know epilepsy unless you have it."
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a lot of people, like you could read a book and just be like, "Oh, that's the definition of epilepsy." Like you could see an EEG or an EKG and be like, "Oh, look, he's peaking." Like that's a seizure. But like, there's like a serious mental toll that goes with it, and like, just it messes you up on like a deep level.
Yeah.
Uh, More so for certain people than others, but it's just crazy that like people see like the surface of epilepsy, I guess you'd say.
Yeah. They don't get to see the nitty gritty, and that's what I hope to bring. You know, I want to show them the nitty gritty, without triggering other people, of
I
course.
want to
But I
show
want to
them.
show them the nitty gritty. Like it's more than just numbers on a piece of paper or pill bottles. It's a way of life
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and a mental state.
Yeah. I've had it since I was 3, so I'm pretty well adept to the way of life, and it's just crazy. What about being around people like 'cause I have quite a few fun stories about being around people that have no idea what seizures are. What do you think about like epilepsy education and stuff?
I think it needs to be a little more touched on. Um, it's not as much as it should be. When I hang out with friends, whether it be for the first time or if we've hung out a lot, but it's never been just me, it's always been my sister or my husband or my parents. I always tell them, like, here are the things to do should I have a seizure. Like, I have a list of things I run down with them, like, get me on my side, make sure I don't hit my head, keep people away from me, time the seizure. Um, but I do wish it were something that, just like if somebody were drowning, people automatically know get them out of the water and do CPR. Granted, I don't know how to do CPR, so maybe before I go and say people should learn how to I
Another one bites the dust. That's all you gotta know.
yeah, it's more of like I wish people wouldn't get so scared
Yeah.
because we're in 2022 and people still think it's a devil possession. I'm not joking.
It's true.
And it's like my body is literally just spazzing out. Like, just don't freak out. Don't
It's not the
it's okay.
demons. It's
It's
neurological.
okay. It's just like somebody fainted but with extra movement. That's all it is.
I actually had a seizure in a pool once, right under the lifeguard
Mm.
stand, and my
Oh
friend
my god.
dove in because it was the deep end, and he dove in and saved my ass.
I would I would never get near another pool. Never
Yeah.
again.
Oh, it was crazy. But of
And
all
that's
people, there's like 6 lifeguards on duty, but I was right under one. I guess they're like, oh, they got that area covered.
oh no.
My
So they were
friend's
like,
like,
oh,
where's
the other guy's got it.
yeah.
Yeah.
My friend's like, where's Harry? Um, have you ever considered, or do you have RNS or VNS? Any of the surgeries?
I've considered them, but my epilepsy isn't severe enough to warrant them. So, and honestly, even if they were, I'd be too nervous.
Hmm. It's
Especially the
not.
brain surgery. That's
It ain't bad.
I'm glad that brain surgery exists for the people who need it.
Yeah. Um,
I'm glad I'm not one of them.
being part of the whole RNS ambassador community, is kind of eye opening. There's one person, obviously not going to name names, but we have like there's like a monthly meeting and everyone shows up and it's the same people. And one month she showed up totally fine. Next month she's like, "Sorry if I sound slow, guys. I had a lobotomy." I'm like, "That's still a thing?"
I'm sorry, what?
Like she legit had
Just
half her brain cut out.
casually.
Yeah, like I was like,
Yeah,
"What?" But like
no.
I've been told that like your brain will like regrow, like relearn. People are perfectly fine with half a brain. It's crazy. But I was like, you just casually gonna drop the one in there?
Right. Oh yeah, I just had major intensive surgery. No biggie.
Well, what's your longest? I'm just kind of. You got like 4 minutes left till 30-minute
Okay.
mark. Um, not pushing you though. Not pushing you out.
Right,
uh,
I understand.
like, what's like your longest seizure you ever had? Was it your
I
first
don't
one?
know. I
Uh,
don't know.
you don't like. Are you aware during your seizures?
No.
Oh,
Some of my non-epileptic ones I'm aware of, but no, I lose all concept of time and space when I'm having my seizures.
do you go into like the Doctor Strange dimension?
It's kinda.
The
I mean, yeah,
Epiverse.
the epiverse. Yep.
Enter the Epiverse.
You don't want to be in the epiverse unless you like coffee, champagne, and fuzzy sweaters.
That doesn't sound too bad. Just had to finish the coffee. Quite delicious.
Yeah.
Uh, uh I don't know, poke and prod until you have to go. But do you have anything you'd like to say to some people that might watch this video?
Um.
Epileptics, normies, or otherwise. Some
Well, anybody with epilepsy, obviously keep your head up. You got this. It's gonna be okay. Um. We've all been there, especially if you're recently diagnosed. We've all been there.
mhm.
Um. It doesn't having epilepsy doesn't mean that you lose all prospects because it's been a fight for me, but I found a platform that I enjoy. I've made amazing friends. You know, you're just going to find that thing that's right for you. And
Yeah.
for those who don't have epilepsy, stop freaking out. We're okay when we're having seizures. Just take the proper steps. But if you have a friend or a loved one who has epilepsy, please do try to learn a little bit more about it. And I'm not asking you to like become a doctor, just the basic, like, keep your head up or keep their head up. Frick, come to my channel and ask me. I'll answer. Yeah, I'm not even telling you to go look for it yourself. I will give you the answers. Like, I just be a good friend.
Just
Be a good,
protect the brain.
yes. And a lot of people with epilepsy need to have support. They just need friends. They just need people to love them. And that's all.
No. Good message overall, I'll say.
Yeah. My
Solid.
manager is calling me. I am so sorry. Or my boss, not my manager. I'm so used to saying manager, but she's my boss.
All right. Perfect timing then, I guess, if you want to end.
Yeah.
If you have to go too.
Sorry it took so long for us to get this set up,
No,
but
it's all
hey, we
right.
got it.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Glad I got to ask you a few questions about your epilepsy and how it goes down. What do you think about it? Real quick, can you introduce yourself again? Because I wasn't recording for the first 2 minutes.
Oh, sure.
Just drop your
Yeah.
channel, your name, cool beans. All right, thank you so much for
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
good
yeah.
rest of your day.
I'll probably hop in your stream and say something.
Awesome sauce.
All right, see ya. Have a good day.
Bye.